was like at 75, so that maybe that was the problem.
This is way better. Yes.
Sure.
Perfection. All right. Let's get it started. So what can I make up of all of this? That you're a Pathfinder.
Yep, I'm probably like the 200 Pathfinder, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, there has been a list of people ahead of you. That is definitely for sure.
I see.
At first glance, I'm going to guess like high 220s, low 230s.
Yep, 227 to be exact.
Okay, well, that's a pretty accurate guess then. Oh, I could have, yeah, I was looking for the symbols to get confirmation, but that confirms it pretty much. That your Arcana is already level 6, but that you don't have Asphera yet, so...
Yeah, I'm probably gonna trade up to
MRS
230
yet,
probably in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Alright, cool. Right. Alright, and, so let's start with, what kind of stuff do you enjoy doing in the game? What's your favorite thing to do?
In particular, I do love the boss in this game. I know that some of the bosses are very janky. I know that for sure. I've experienced quite a fair share of it.
Mm-hmm.
But much better than farming, in my opinion.
Okay.
This is why I also like have multiple mules that are getting CRE ready, and I looked at like how you did it,
Mm-hmm.
sort of going how you did it, because it gives me a bit of a guideline to sort of fund my character like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the hope as well, that people can see how little is actually required. You know, if you're willing to put in the extra time to practice and to, you know, have the boss runs last a little bit longer, of course. But for me, it's also to get like a baseline of what is necessary per class, and then of course, if you enjoy doing it on a class, then you know, if you hate doing it on a class, you could fund them a little bit harder so they can do it. And if you enjoy doing it on a class and you end up playing it more, it'll end up just getting stronger because of dailies and because of upgrades you make. And then the whole process will speed up after that anyway. But it's good knowing initially like where that line is somewhat. So I think I think I'm close, but probably in some classes I'll be a little bit under. Maybe in some classes I'll be a little bit over, but we'll see. It'll definitely depend on how strong the fifth job skills are versus how much some classes might rely on their boost nodes, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like the Adele is able to do Cygnus, I see, and then you're going more for Von Leon on the other ones.
Actually, my Dell can do Cygnus, E-Sig. That's quite a bit. My
Mhm.
Arc can also do E-Sig, but I put Link skills on him because I just want an easier time clearing it. Because, oh my god, he's so damn squishy, and a lot of the times I can't see what the hell's going on because all the skills are taking up the whole screen,
Yeah,
even with low transparency.
Yeah, that's because there's sprite effects for hits, and then those don't become more transparent. You'll see the same if you do Cannoneer, and you throw like the big bullet out, because every single line of damage is represented by some kind of scratch on the map, and it's just a whole bunch of scratches over the boss that you still can't see the boss even with maximum transparency. It's yeah.
Especially with the mobs with fucking Cygnus. That's
Oh yeah,
not
yeah.
fun.
If it just spawns, yeah, there's like wall. Have you played around with the damage visibility as well, like the number visibility?
Oh, like the cascading or stuff like that, or like
Yeah,
what?
if you put it on blade, then all of the lines get put on one line of damage, and then that just refreshes, so it doesn't make the whole wall of numbers appear.
Yeah, I've done it with some. I like the ones that are like sort of static. You see how much lines it does. It just gives me a like more of a visual
Mm-hmm.
of how much damage I'm doing.
Yeah, in the beginning it's probably better, so you can get a better feeling for it. But then once you know you can kill the boss, then it's probably better to put it down lower. I don't know if you saw me do a Dell on the CPAP last few days, but like for CPAP,
Yeah, I saw you got tilted several times.
yeah, but like
Which
you
is
have to
the
do it.
RNG.
Yeah, if you don't do it for Papalatus, for example, you have to stop attacking and wait until because you have to see the number right above Papalatus, right? And if you keep attacking, the numbers will just cover it. And because especially with Adele, you constantly have hunting decree around, it'll just block the visual, and then you don't know what number you're trying to match with the things on the ground. But yeah, any CPAP boss fight that's longer than a minute is gonna tilt. It's just getting grabbed by a
Yeah.
hand from across the room, and yeah. I don't know if you.
Yeah, and then like towards the end of the final phase, like when you're about to get him out of the clock, if you run out the timer, you get stunned instead of
Yeah, that
healed. That's
one.
really annoying.
Yep, got stuck there for sure. Have you done like CPAP, or I guess I should say like which bosses have you been able to clear with the Pathfinder? Like what situation are you at?
I could do every boss up to a catchy CPAP. I'm just gonna probably wait till I get a bit more damage there because, oh my god, it's so tilting. I hate it so
Which
much.
you've done a catchy but not CPAP?
No, yeah, I've done a catchy. A catchy is way easier, but that's probably because I'm very mobile. So
Yeah. Yeah, I tried a catchy one time on the Adele. I got him like halfway through phase 2, but yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to. I mean, I already have more experience with CPAP, of course, than with a catchy. The most of my characters that can do a catchy just kill him in like, in like less than a
yeah.
minute. So it doesn't really.
What are mechanics? Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. So the Adele is like the first character I tried him on that I actually have to engage with the mechanics that he has. So, it is definitely something new to get used to. I'm not sure if
I could
it's.
also.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna also say I could. I have the damage to do Lotus and probably Damien. I just need to, focus on the mechanics on those fights.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is you're probably like a little bit in between. You might get like close to killing or be able to like duo, Lotus and Damien, right? If
Yeah.
you can do a catchy, then yeah, the CPAP should be near, but it's mainly just a practice thing. I got another.
I've watched your videos on that.
Yeah,
And
I got 2 more messages yesterday from people like, oh, I watched the video and I went from dying out halfway phase 1 to like 2 practice runs after watching the video to clearing it with 4 lives left. Like, yeah, it might have been a lucky run, of course, but like, yeah, that's really good to hear that keeps helping people out. So that's always, yeah.
I'm gonna say this stuff for Akechi. My God, he has this one really stupid mechanic where I guess it's like his provoke, and if you don't do enough damage to him, I'm pretty sure you've probably seen it, but you go into this like phase where he starts like slamming the ground.
Yeah, and then slows
It's
you.
kind of like Lotus Death Balls, except it doesn't instantly kill you, but it pretty much like stun locks you.
Yeah. And then he starts knocking
And
you up and down and up and down, and you're just stuck in a
yeah,
corner.
and
Yeah.
you keep getting stacks, and then you get 30 insta die, easy.
Yeah. I've been able to iframe it 1 time on the Adele, but then 2 times I died to it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is when you bind and burst him, then after that he like counter binds and DRs himself. Which
I think you can iframe that. I'm not sure.
the bind?
Yeah, I think you can iframe his bind if you time it right. I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
I mean, I guess that would make sense, but I didn't. The first time I thought it was just a coincidence, and then after the second time, someone said that he counters it, which made sense because it happened both times right after I did a bind. So, yeah, that did make sense. It's actually a pretty interesting interaction, actually. Like you let the boss get bound and burst a lot of damage, but then he does it back to you. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Okay, so those are the bosses that you can do, and all the other ones, you don't really do bosses that much. It's just like getting ready for CRA.
Yeah. Really, I'm just sort of putting them on the side. I think my arc's in your Scarmules guild, but I'm putting them off to the side for a little bit until I'm able to, get everything on my Pathfinder all settled out, and really then it's just progression. Or the gains is like a shit ton of mesos. So I'm just sort of finishing up my upgrades in that regard.
I guess
when I've finished those, then I could probably start funding my other classes, do CRA, and then get more funds from them.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess at this point, all of your Master Crossman cubes you get are just completely useless on a Pathfinder, right? So that you just trickle them down.
Pretty much. I only use it on like the event ring, like the Awake ring. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Any new item.
Rare rarity.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. All right. And have you practiced like CRA with the other characters yet, or are you just waiting for some more levels and some more boost nodes, maybe?
I'm sort of waiting on it. What I do sometimes on the Adele and Arc is I just go into practice mode and see how much damage I'm doing. Like my threshold is maybe like 10 mil lines on the Adele and maybe a little bit higher for Arc. If I'm not doing that, then I'll just wait till I get stronger.
Yeah, I don't have a number in mind like that, but yeah, I would just go in and see how utterly slow the bar is moving, and then if it's too slow, I'll just try again later, I guess. But if you do dailies in Vanishing Journey and stuff, then it'll go pretty fast because like chunks of 100 strength this early on are obviously huge.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, you don't want to do like all of the dailies on 16 characters every day. That's gonna get a little bit tricky, and you'll get sick of Vanishing Journey real quick like that.
Oh really? I'd probably burn myself out by then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do the dailies on my PF. I mean, now I'm starting to do them a lot because making every game kind of counts here, and plus I'm getting close to at least with the equips, excluding the accessories,
Mm-hmm.
is getting to be pretty much settled, and I just have to reroll potentials for
Yeah.
better stats.
Okay. So Legion is coming around quite nicely because of it. I see that you're putting the pieces a little bit one at a time.
Yeah, I mean there are some one block ones like the zero, and I was planning to take that to 160 so I could fill out an extra block on the crit damage. I believe no boss damage, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean I'm taking advantage of the terror burning events. I'm burning a dual blade right now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a CRA mule.
Yep.
I might
Yep.
I might actually take like the Arc or Adele higher than CRA because those classes are very strong. I
Yep.
noticed,
Mm-hmm.
especially the Adele.
Have you tried Hero?
No, I have a paladin right now which I'm leveling,
Mm-hmm.
so I might drop change to a hero.
Paladin, I think, is also in a good spot, but you're a little bit more like the runs will last a little bit longer, but that's not bad because you could just survive longer. But for Hero, the burst with the fifth job kit is just really really strong. Also, a character I think you can get to a CRA bossing wheel very quickly because of that.
Yeah, I'll consider that.
Mm-hmm. And Angelic Buster probably also a very good pick. Yeah, pretty solid fifth job and just good burst damage overall. What you're probably
Yeah,
also seeing is like the AB and the Arc have quite a lot of. Well, the Arc maybe not that much yet, but it's already decent because we talked about that yesterday with an Arc, right? About the how many buttons you need to set up your burst and everything. And
yeah,
then
with like 14.
yeah, once you get all of those skill nodes in, then then it gets pretty crazy. Same thing with Demon Slayer, also very strong fifth job, probably CRA mule that worth mentioning. But yeah, also like major setup for all the bursts for sure.
I mean, if you look at my AB and look at the name, then yeah. But I mean, honestly, with the AB though, I feel like she doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe because it's probably because of the attack speed that I'm probably like getting all funked up about.
Maybe because yeah, there is one rank lower on the Soul Shooter, I think, right?
Yeah, so I have a Sweetwater on the AB.
It still makes sense that you would go down one attack speed because 30 boss 10 IED and the high base attack is still really good. But once you hit that Fafnir, that should really switch things up to be faster
Oh
and a
yeah,
set bonus. Yeah.
I could do trade carries on some of the characters. The arc I do want to do a sort of with the Scar Mules and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But with the other characters, maybe the Adele, I might do a solo progression style, and then with others, I just do trade carries. Like I have a marksman level 200 that got terror burn because, oh my god, that was so bad. It was so bad. Thank God I terror burned it, and
Yeah.
it's over. I might just do a trade carry so I have perm CRA gear. Not to worry
Yeah.
about
I've
expired.
never heard someone say like I terror burned a marksman and I regret it. That's like a sentence that I've never like ever. Or like I terror burned a mechanic and I wish I hadn't done that or something. Those are like sentences I've never heard yet.
I mean the bossing with the marksman is pretty good. I mean you crit all the time, so I mean that's nice. And you have
Mm-hmm.
split shot. I mean that's the name of my character, marksman split shot. I mean
Nice. Yeah.
because that's pretty much what the class is.
Yeah.
But
Kind of. Yeah.
I mean
Well, they
he
gave a
he
new
is a
bunch
good
of
boss, I
fixes
guess.
to they fixed a bunch of stuff with marksman that was kind of wrong, and they gave way more lines to snipe, so that's a good improvement. Now the next stuff is that they're gonna increase the arrow speed, the projectile, so that the arrows shoot out faster, and more and I think a little bit more damage and one more cartridge. Oh no, one more cartridge on the whatever the fourth V is called, and it's also gonna hit closer to you. So if you're like standing right on top of a target, they're not gonna like shoot past it and not hit it at all.
Yeah. Also, maybe we should have piercing arrow actually lock on targets, so it's not like
Oh yeah, piercing is gonna have when you hit targets like two little. If you shoot it, like two little arrows are gonna pop out as well every time, and then those are gonna hit other targets that didn't get hit by the piercing. So like on
oh
platforms
thank
near it,
God.
yeah. So
My
to make
God,
the
it's so
mobbing a
hard.
little,
It's so hard to mob. Yeah, especially
you know,
without split shot.
one
Because with
straight
split shot, you
line is
just snipe.
just yeah, for sure, for sure. You gotta use that bird, and you gotta use the green arrow, and you gotta use your what is it, high fire shot? What is it, like high speed shot or something?
Yeah, and
the
then
hyper
Surge
skill.
Bolt.
Yeah, surge bolts. Yeah, and mainly focus on just looting during the downtime. Get back to your safe spot and then start split shotting left to right again.
Yep, that's pretty much
Basically.
marksman in a nutshell.
Yeah.
50% of the time, good XP rates.
Oh yeah.
50%, other 50%, not good at all.
No,
Complete
just
dog shit.
focus on looting. At least you make good meso rates because you're not missing any bags, so that's a plus.
True.
So for Legion, do you kind of have like lined up what character will be next and what you're going to be working on, or do you have any questions there?
I mean, I'll just probably look at like maybe a guide to see what it is, because there's some characters I want to get to 140 first, like not the marksman, the mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
because that's at 129, I think.
Okay.
I don't have the game popped up, so I'm not sure, but yeah, and then some of the Kana to 140, because I refuse to follow meta and do a Kana farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to do that at all. It's just painful, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't like the class. Hayato 140 as well, get extra crit damage. Yeah, so I mean that's just some of them I'm planning to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then later on, once you get, it's basically going to be once you start with Lotus and Damien, I guess. There's more value for Pathfinder, especially to go over crit, right? Over 100.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because you have like vicious shot and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like my crit rate is 78, no, 78 or 80, and with sharp eyes, like the regular one,
Mm-hmm.
it gets to 100. So when I pretty much like self buff
Mm-hmm.
without the fifth chop, I pretty much have 100% crit rate.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's mainly when you start leveling Vicious Shot, because like out of all your skill nodes, you probably start leveling Vicious Shot first, because the percentage goes up by quite a lot if you level it.
oh yeah, I noticed that.
Because I think it goes up to like 50%, I think, at level 30 or something. It's pretty
I
crazy.
think so. I don't remember though, but that's still very substantial, especially in 30 seconds. That's active for.
Yeah, 50% of the crit rate.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think right now mine's like level 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's 25%. Yeah, so the buff with how much critical damage it gives you will double.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
my crit damage right now I think is unbuffed. I think it's like 28 or 33. I don't remember. And the sharp eyes gives me like close to 50.
wait, is it
Without
20,
vicious shot.
28 unbuffed, really? Is it that low?
Yeah, but that's like the only things I have is like Cloud Link, level 8 hyper. I think it might show it on the on one of the screenshots. Kinesis Link.
Okay, needs to link a level 1.
Yeah, I'll probably get to level 2 eventually.
Do you have the Hayato Shade Jet? Do you have those 3?
I just have Hayato and Shade. I'm still leveling. It's at level 69, which is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get that up to 142.
Yep.
Also, my gloves don't have crit damage on it. They have 20 stat instead of crit damage. That could be why.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit lower, like because the Legion isn't filled out yet. The Kinesis is 1 level lower, and then the Hayato Shade and Jet are a little bit lower, and then all of that combined makes your critical damage a lot lower. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I could focus on those in terms of Legion as like a medium-term goal and just get those to 140 at least.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Do you have all the experienced ones, right? Including Zero now that you're working on?
Yeah, Merc is at 150 and Zero is, like I said, only at 130, so it's a B rank. I have to level that up.
Okay, mechanic you were working on, and then all the ones, Phantom, and then you have the other archers to stack the link skill into your.
I just have a marksman. I don't know what should I do first. The one with crit damage or crit rate first, because I mean Pathfinder doesn't really need crit rate. They have really high base crit.
Yeah, no, I would do the crit damage first because you already have 100% crit rate buffed, right? So that way your damage is always up, And then once that's topped out, then you start working on, and once your vicious shot starts leveling higher, then you start focusing more on the crit rate, so that when you're using vicious shot, that all of your hits hit way harder.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably also do Phantom to sort of help out my CRE mules, so they have the extra 20 crit.
Yeah, that's a very good idea because new characters love extra crit rate, especially in the beginning. Some will get to 100% eventually because they have skills that they get in second, third, and fourth job that gives them crit rate. But for the ones, even for those, starting off with more crit rate is just amazing because then all the critical damage starts coming in. Before that, because I think the base crit rate is 5% or something, right? Which means you basically never crit.
Pretty much.
And that really hurts. That hurts their leveling speed early on a lot. It makes it very unreliable because it's like all over the place, right? The
Yeah,
difference
that was
between
pretty much me
crit
with
and
Lumi third job, because I just felt like I wasn't doing any damage, and when fourth job came around, it felt like a revelation because I was actually doing damage.
But is that when you get that because you have that passive where you have more crit based on certain situation, right? If you have
Yeah,
more HP than MP or something.
but I just felt like the skills weren't good. But then I got Reflection and Apocalypse, and they're actually really good. So,
Oh yeah, compared to everything else, yeah, they're
oh
amazing.
yeah, it felt so good to finally do damage as Lumi.
Yeah, now you're able to actually teleport as well, right?
Oh yeah, oh that felt so good. Holy hell.
Yeah, I really need to redo the the classification of like how bad the mobility on the Lumi is, because that needs to go from like a 1 out of 10 to probably like an 8 or a 9, because it's
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's so
all it's
amazing now.
missing is a bit of range and able to teleport like Kana, which, man, Kana is such a privileged class.
Yeah, during equilibrium, teleport is quite crazy, but that's only short duration, of course.
Yeah, and unlike Marksman, it's actually reliable, and when you run out of it, it's not as bad.
Yeah, the difference isn't so huge. Except when you when you add more of the fifth job skills, then the difference becomes pretty big, because then in the fifth job you can spam the other things like baptism and the other skill. You always combine them with your strongest state. It's kind of like with arc, right? If you're mobbing, then you just use your fifth job empowering skills during flora so that you can kind of even out between flora and spectra. But if you're bossing, you're dumping everything into spectra to maximize DPS. And then when you're out of spectra and everything is down and you're just in flora, then you're literally just like sitting there just waiting for everything to come back.
Yeah, and you're charging your spells because it only has like a minute duration.
Yeah, you're just like just charging the spells and then just waiting for all of the stuff to come back. No.
Pretty much, I've noticed that quite a bit.
So you don't move all that much. Avenger. Yeah, as long as you keep an eye out. You know about the links command, right? With all the buffs there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, as long as you keep an eye on that, then you'll be fine with like the general order of stuff.
yeah. I've been using your guide to sort of help me out. I haven't like followed it one for one, but
Mm-hmm.
sort of used it as like a outline, and
Yeah,
just sort of chose something that I thought was more enjoyable or least enjoyable, and I just did it.
yeah, yeah. Or yeah, if something is just really terrible, just wait until a burn comes out and then just brute force your way through.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, but the general order isn't necessarily just to make your main stronger, but also just to make leveling other characters in your legion easier, right? Like the
Oh yeah.
Phantom is that high because giving every new character 20% crit is insane for how quickly you can level them. And it also will make it that you don't have to redo your entire legion every time you just jump into a new character, because that could be very annoying as well.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really touched Legion because my crit rate, like, I don't have really anything in the crit rate,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't bother with it. But I could see that being a problem in the future.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking of order,
Mm-hmm.
whenever we get to the gear, I would like to talk about the pendants and rings because,
Mm-hmm.
oh boy,
I,
that's
s-
gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, I assume you're like at the tipping point where most of your stuff is probably 17, and then you're kind of looking like, how do I go beyond this?
Pretty much,
Is what
like
I'm
I have
guessing.
to
Yeah.
get the like I have to get the weapon to 17, the monocle and tattoo to 17,
Mm-hmm.
and now the superior earrings which I got from a drop in a party.
Okay.
Now I have to get that to 17,
Mm-hmm.
and then cube that, and then cube the ring, the awake ring. I should be more specific about that,
Yeah,
but
there's some more
yeah.
stuff to do for sure. Um, Yeah, I'm thinking. Did you gain levels since then? Since this, like, are you close to like 3.5k Legion or?
No, I did this yesterday,
Okay, okay,
so
yeah. Oh yeah,
everything should be
of course, yeah, because we
similar.
squeezed
Yeah.
you in.
Though, one change was the Conic treasure. I'm using that instead of the Gollux ring because I got that to 12% stat unique.
The Kana treasure instead of
That's in the
the.
Yeah, that's at the last item, I believe.
Oh, this one. You're using Kana treasure now?
Yeah.
Oh, because you got a dex roll on it, or?
Yeah, I got a Dex and all stat roll. It's 12%, so it's slightly better.
I see. Yeah, I'm using that
Not by much though.
instead of the cracked Gollux. Right. Okay.
Correct. I can make that into a drop ring or something.
Yeah.
Like when I get everything all situated, then I'll start re-rolling my rings
For sure.
that I don't use into drop rings, and then when I get the Gollux rings, which I don't know what to do about those, but whenever I get them, I'll just roll my event rings to drop.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way to go. Yeah, because you want to be able to maintain as much of your invested value as possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, for like one quick thing that we can do is kind of move some pieces around in your legion. What I like to do is use the archer pieces in the middle because they're like nice long flat pieces, which makes you have no overlap. So for your current setup, I would take the archer piece on the bottom left, and then overlap that archer emblem with the one corner that's like missing in the square in the middle. Does that make sense? And then make it horizontal so that you can take both the pirate piece and the mage piece above it. That you can take those away and kind of replace those with where the IED was.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So that you make a flat line connecting boss damage and IED basically. So you go one underneath the the equator, so to speak, of the Legion block, and then everything
And then
that
I could put attack on the. I could replace attack with HP and do that.
exactly,
Maybe.
yeah. And
Okay, I could do that.
then that one piece on the right, that pirate piece, is that a 4-piece from the arc?
Yeah, it's a 4-piece of the arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the arc, not the AP.
Yeah, so we have to find a way to kind of move that one around so that it doesn't stick out 3 pieces like that, right?
Yeah, I'll
now
figure
it's
out a
not
way.
as important, but it could also be 3% critical rate, which gives you like, at least now with vicious shot will give you another % of critical damage. It's small percentages now for sure, but even from this setup you can have 1, 2, 3 and then 4 in the corner in the middle, and then 5, 6. You can easily gain 6 squares now, which is essentially the same as putting 3 extra characters on the board just by reorganizing the pieces.
Okay, so it's just not properly optimized, so I'll fix that then.
Yeah, because when you think about it, it's like 3 extra characters. You have 18, so that's like 1/6. So that's like 16%. So you're at like 84% of your efficiency of your board now, roughly. So that can be a little bit more useful. And if you don't necessarily want to improve crit rate, or the IED isn't useful yet, then you can also just fill out Dex a little bit more for now. So like you could flip over the arc piece into Dex instead of into Intellect, and just gain like 15 Dex from that as well.
I think we could do with my arc is I could flip it to crit rate. I think that's how the pieces like. I think I could flip it to crit rate if I can do that.
You still have the corner in Intellect then, though, right? Unless you make it go flat, but then you have to move one of the top pieces from boss damage around.
All right. I guess I could do what you asked then. I could do that.
Yeah, that'll be like the quick fix.
I could sort of play around with it. I mean, it's not like I'm permanently losing stats or anything like that.
No,
I could
it's
just try
not.
to
It's
find
not horrible yet.
optimal.
And once you get to 4K and once you get a bunch more characters, then you probably want to redo it anyway, because then the crit damage priority, you want to be able to fill that one up. And of course, you're not going to get perfectly long flat pieces that you can just put to the side. You're going to have to move around a lot of stuff. Yeah, we have the Legion board maker in the commands. I don't like to use it as much because it doesn't respect the lines of the grid, which I think is a very useful thing to do. But yeah, to just help people out in a pinch, it might be useful. I don't know if you've played around with it, the Legion board solver.
I know.
It's yeah, so it's not a perfect system, but it's pretty good. I'm just like super critical, but like let's say you would want to This is about the setup you have, right? Yeah, so this is the size of your board. You can basically like indicate like what do you want to fill by clicking it. And on the side here, you can enter what you have right now. So yeah, I don't know how many you have, and then you can just click like start, and it'll just tell you like, oh, this is where you want to put everything.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so like I said, it doesn't really respect the lines of the board, which at this point isn't that bad. But once you have 6K and you have the full Legion board, I prefer to do it like manually, because then you can make it so that, for example, oh, I don't need ID or I don't need boss damage. I'm just going to move everything into bonus experience. And then you're not stuck with maybe the corners moving connection with another grid and then it going like a block of red because it's not connected anymore. Or like 2 or 3 pieces hanging out that'll then become unnecessary, right? I prefer to do it manually at that point because yeah, but it's a little bit more work at that point. But yeah, for now, you can use this as a intermittent solution. So you just have to figure out how many of everything you have. But yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. I don't think you have any of these. You have at least one of these.
Lab ones.
Yeah, you have at least 2 of these. Reset, start, and then it'll just, yeah, move everything around kind of. Yeah, I don't think you have 5 of these, so that'll be different. So yeah, it's pretty quick. Or we can do, what are we gonna do, like this? You could do a whole
You're saying like, you're saying put like the archer blocks basically in a straight line going from the middle beyond.
Yeah, more something like this, for example. It'll be closer to this, but I don't know exactly how many
pieces. I
pieces.
see that a lot with a lot of Legion builds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the beginning, this is where you get all your damage, right? In the middle.
Yeah.
And then as you grow and the relative value of the stats on the outside, specifically these, these 2 on the far left and the far right, like these are the most important. So you're basically just using the middle to get from one side to the other because you have to have a piece in the middle and everything has to be connected.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If that wasn't a requirement, then no one put any pieces in the middle, I don't think. After like,
I don't think so.
As soon as you hit 4K, there's no pieces in the middle anymore. Everything's just like squished to the walls.
Yeah, fuck the middle, am I right?
Yeah. And then buff duration for some classes, of course, gets added. And then typically IED only starts getting value once you can get a bigger chunk in there. Once you can really fill it out. You're aware of the calculation for IED and how that works?
Yeah, it's multiplicative, and it basically goes by like how much you have, and then the percentage is the percentage of how close you are to 100, and how that works. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
My visual is 92, and my functional I think is like 94 because I have max level DPS nodes. At least with my macro.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's not just my macro, but my main DPS skills like glyph, triple shot, and combo.
And it's because your emblem, right? I think it has 2 lines of ID, if I saw correctly.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep that for a while.
Yeah, I mean that's really solid because you can just build around that, and then once your hyperstats, links, and legion, once that starts catching up, then you can try to redo it later. But most people will stick to like 1 line of ID and 1 line of attack and some kind of junk line anyway. So it has already more value than that. So why would you reroll it early? You can definitely hold that for a long time.
Yeah. I think the secondary though, maybe I might reroll that because that one has 2 beneficial lines, but
was it attack, boss, dex?
A junk. Yeah, it has a line of attack, line of boss, and a line of dex. I could probably roll for 2 line attack, 1 line boss.
Yeah, that would be ideal for most people. Yeah, that can be expensive though, but we'll definitely look at those in context of all the other projects that you might have, and then see where it ranks based on all that, because that can be quite expensive. Have you played around with the calculator a little bit to see how much that could cost?
Oh yeah, I've messed with the calculator quite a lot, especially with star forcing, because I like to give myself an average. I know it's not reliable because you could either get it in 1 shot or it takes like a million tries.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, that was with me with the cube in the weapon to get 2 light attack. That was pretty painful. but I eventually got it.
Yeah, and then you get the worst 2 lines, sadly.
Unfortunate.
But
It's something though. At least
yeah, at
I'll
least it
give
has
it
a line
that.
of Allstat on the 3rd one. That could have also been worse, right?
True.
Kind of sweetens the deal. makes it a little bit bittersweet, I guess.
Like, hey, you're struggling with getting 2-line attack. Here, let's just give you the worst one, and then an okay line, I guess.
Yeah.
That's like not like kind of like a spit in the face,
So
but
yeah, what kind of
kind of
you're like
like
forced to
kind of like
settle
instead of
if
putting
you're
a punch in the face.
reasonable. Yeah, if you're reasonable, you have to settle.
Oh hell yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that. I have to reflame the weapon though, because it's not great. Like it's okay, but it's not great.
I didn't see the flame. 43 and 5 offset.
It's a tier 4 attack where
Tier
it's
4,
a line
yeah.
of offset.
Yeah, I definitely wanna improve that. But yeah, flame income is a bit more volatile now.
Man, rip Ramaru, holy hell.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't foresee in the beginning how much that would change. I thought it was just like a little bit lower or something, but that going from basically a guaranteed like 3 to 5 flames a day for me to 0 is a huge difference. Because I run it
But
on like
hey, at
4 or
least you
5
get the
characters.
Philosopher's Stones from the gear, I guess. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as
No,
Flames, but
no, it doesn't even come close.
I guess it's good for mules if they're gonna do solo progression, because the
I don't even
set
know.
bonus.
Set bonus
I
is a
don't know.
little bit yikes.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just trying to look at the bright side of it.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
don't do that too much because
No.
you're gonna make them feel like they did something good there, which
Yeah,
they didn't
expecting
do.
something good for Nexon is kind of
Yeah,
a Pepe laugh.
a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you need 30 Philosopher's Stones to get the value out of 1 flame. Like, you need a lot of equips to drop for that.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I guess he drops a lot, so
Yeah, he drops like 20 equips on my high drop characters,
yeah.
which
And I
is...
mean, like I said, it could be good for mules for solo progression. Like when you're done with the Empress gear and you're going to CRA and you're breaking away from that, because like I
Maybe.
guess
I prefer Cygnus gear, I think, because not only is the 6 set giving you 30 boss, but you also have flame advantage on the pieces versus no flame advantage, so...
wait, you run a 6 set? I only run a 4 set on my Cygnus, or on the Cygnus
Yeah, my
gear. I only run
arc
a
is
7.
running 6 set plus Sweetwater weapon, yeah. That way you
Yeah.
get 60 boss out of the
No,
set
wait, no.
bonuses.
My Adele is a 4 set. My Arc's like a 2 set because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my Arc has only the hat and the gloves. I did the
Gloves,
gloves
yeah.
first because I had attack, so
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, you can get every piece except for the weapon is 6, I believe, and then add the Sweetwater weapon instead. Because the
Well, I
Cygnus
mean,
weapon doesn't have 30 boss in it, and set bonus for 7 isn't that great.
my Arc has a frozen cape, and what else? That'd be 5 if that got replaced, and the shoulder. Like I
Shoulder's a
need dream.
hard drop to get.
Yeah, I need like dream fragments too, and it's like not even worse. So I could really only get the 4 set.
No, well, you can get it as a drop from normal Cygnus, but it's not very
Yeah, but it's
common.
untradeable, and by the time I'm doing normal Cygnus, I'll probably be able to do CRA anyways. So,
Yeah.
and I'll probably just get like a Jap shoulder or something, or a high auto shoulder
Yep.
from the High Temple.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Royal Black medal with set bonus. Because it's only like 1 attack and 2 set lower, but if it gives you a set bonus, then that makes it better, right?
Pretty much.
Try to get the drop from easy Cygnus. That's always a
Oh boy, like I've
great
gotten
thing.
kind of lucky. I've
Easy
gotten
Magnus,
on
I
the high
mean.
end. I've only gotten like 3, which I think is the most he drops in
Mm-hmm.
easy mode at least. And I got kind of lucky there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sometimes where I just get 1.
Yeah, feels good. Yeah, those the easy Cygnus pieces, right? Yeah, those they can be very fickle.
Yeah, I could probably do some trades with people and just get that quicker. Because I think normal sig drops like 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I think we even like 6 or 7 of each. I think if you have high drop, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like CRA.
Yeah, it seems similar. Oh, I'm not in Maple. Wait, wasn't I in Maple? I was. Oh, the game just crashed. Nice. Yeah.
Nice indie dev.
Yeah,
company.
good. You know, they'll get it right at one point. 64-bit client, dude. We're holding out. It's gonna change everything.
Man.
Watch.
Blessed, hopefully. Maybe it'll probably come out like in 3 years, maybe.
I mean,
knowing the small indie dev company.
they're hoping for
summer.
They're hoping for summer 2021 rollout in KMS. But
Well, hopefully it goes like to everyone. Not we have to wait 6 months.
yeah,
So
that's
Kenneth
what
gets like
I'm
a functioning game while we are like still
struggling.
struggling, having like
Yeah.
5-minute load times, constant crashes.
And then some people who just can't do Ursus, like physically can't. It's just, or logistically can't. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
Ursa is
function
pretty much
properly.
black screen, and you just hold your attack button, and you just pray that you hit the bear.
Yep. And then you see the scoreboard pop up, and you're like, please let me be on there.
Yeah, please give me that S rank so I get my 30 plus no mesa.
Your universal basic income, hopefully.
Yeah, I call it the universal bear income.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. We call it some people call it is it bear fund? No. Money bear. You know, there's a bunch of names floating around for the for the content. Are you one thing that would also be useful once you're going more into Lotus and Damien is to and maybe also to help a little bit with HMAC, because I assume you can do HMAC, but it's probably not very fun.
Oh yeah, there was one time I did it with no deaths, but if I die, I just go in Pepega mode and just attack him,
Yeah, just throw bodies
and he
at him.
dies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I either I do it really well, or I just go full Pepega.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are pretty much the only two modes that
Pretty
isn't that what
much.
life is? You know, either thing goes well or you go full Pepega. Like that's just an allegory for life. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. I
But
mean, oh boy, it's gonna be really fun to do that on the Delwyn arc. Well, the arc isn't gonna be that bad because I have 2 iframes, but
yeah, gives you more. Adele kind of has two
yeah,
iframes. Yeah, kind of three
I mean,
actually. But yeah.
I've seen it work really well in CPAP. I mean, even though you still die at it, I mean, 30-second iframe is
Mm-hmm.
pretty poggers. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and it's a reduced damage even if it doesn't go off as one, and then you can use Infinity Blade as one.
Yeah,
And
it's Pathfinder Burst Astra, except it's on a shorter cooldown. I know you
yep.
can shorten the cooldown with Astra, but I think it's still shorter than
Yeah.
that.
Even then, yeah. It seems that Arc has the same thing, right? You also have a hyper to shorten the cooldown on your iframe there.
Wait, you do?
Yeah. Creeping Terror has a cooldown reduction hyper. Loose.
Oh! I thought it was like a skill that did that. I was a little confused there.
Oh yeah, no, hyper skill reduces it by 20%, I think. So it goes down from 60 seconds to 48, which is nice.
I think it's 25, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think maybe. Maybe it's 20, but like because of other, I don't know, buff duration stuff doesn't work on hypers. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was 20, but not sure. Somewhere around there. But yeah, the reason I mentioned that like the rest of the resistance characters to increase your Spirit of Freedom link level, that could be something to look into, especially for Lotus and Damien. So you have a little bit more time to adjust once you respawn, because the 2 seconds a lot of times it's almost immediately over just for the response transformation.
Yeah, I can also I can use the Mihao link to replace the Merc link, and then I can also use like Thieves Cunning to replace the Noble Fire, or maybe the Keen Edge or something. I don't know.
Yeah, rather than going for the Thief Link skill, I usually want to go for the Kadena Link first. More reliable and
Oh, unfair advantage. That one?
yeah, because you debuff a lot as a Pathfinder, so that part triggers, and as long as you're higher level than the boss you're fighting, that's a 12% on a 120 plus Kadena. So that's a more
And
reliable.
would I replace the Noble Fire? Because I know I can replace the Merc link. That's pretty much a free slot for bossing. But how about everything else? Like, do I replace the Noble Fire? Do I replace the Keen Edge with the Kadena link?
Let's see. What would you put in place of the Elven Blessing?
The Mihao link. That's for bossing. Like
Yeah.
that one, I think is like a free slot. Honestly.
Yeah, and then replace Keen Edge with yeah.
Yeah, but I'm missing like a 20 attack. That's quite substantial. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how it like gets scaled or something like that. In
It
terms
is
of
substantial, but if you get the Jet Link higher, you can get to up to 35 there. And then that one comes back and then typically replaces Hybrid Logic later on, because that doesn't scale as well into the late game and end game. And then Elementalism eventually gets replaced once you get the Max Explorer Mage Link.
Okay, so if I'm just getting you correct, the Elven Blessing I can replace with a Mihao link. The Elementalism I can replace with Empirical Knowledge.
Yep,
Hybrid Logic I replace with Jet Link. And how about Keen Edge?
Replace that with the Kadena, and then Noble Fire would be used in parties. And if you're not in parties, then you switch it out to whatever gives you the most damage. So either back into Elementalism, or into the Pirate Link, or into the full Cygnus stack, or into Hybrid Logic, like whichever one, based on your calculations, gives you the most. But all of those will be very close together.
I see.
And then later, once your Vicious Shot is maxed, then you have to go into you have to definitely go into Phantom, and then maybe incorporate the Beasthammer Link instead of one of the other ones that will be in there. But that will kind of be calculation dependent. Maybe instead of terms and conditions, because you do have some burst skills, but you're not as bursty.
Bursty on Pathfinder.
Yeah, and a lot of the burst, like, that comes from the tornado. Like, if it hits long enough, then it lasts way longer than terms and conditions lasts. So maybe it'll be better to have the 10% boss and the 10% crit rate, so that you can get more mileage out of the Vicious Shot rather than a little bit more damage out of terms and conditions. That would be like a calculation thing. And that's something that for archers, I am not 100% on, because there are so many factors there and so many options that to compare all of those, you need a calculator at that point.
Okay, I see.
But that's when we're...
I was thinking about the tornado and... Like, well, when I start doing Lucid, I mean...
Yeah, I know,
I'm pretty
okay,
used
say
to
no more.
Phase 2, that's kind of,
kind of yikes.
Yikers right there.
Yeah, kind of big yikers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're good with moving targets, because, I mean, we have a very fast casting skill, the macro, but that's really all we can do. I mean, I'm thinking maybe we can use the 4th V, Torrent, because that can connect to multiple platforms and has a decent sized hitbox.
You would
So
use
maybe we could use 4th V for that.
the mobbing one, like the torrent version.
Yeah, because I mean.
Yeah, if he's moving around a lot, yeah, then you want to probably use that one to make sure that at least one or two are like in range of wherever Lucid goes. And if it's a stationary one, I think you want to use the blue one. I think.
I heard blue one was good for battle analysis, like for
yeah, for like a static.
But you use the burst one for bursting, obviously.
The red one, so that all the damage goes in a short time. Yeah, to get that gives you more mileage out of terms and condition. Then I guess yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I use the red for, if I'm gonna burst. Like that's like a hard commit.
Yeah.
Like if I bind.
Skillless purple. The icon is red. Okay, we go by the icon. Skillless purple. All your skills are purple. That's not a good indicator. Sorry. Okay.
But if I use
skillless purple, you're a Pathfinder.
Yeah, the skillless purple. Hey, I have another purple skill. I'm kidding, but
oh really? Yeah. Which one is that?
My deluge, like if it's like a soft burst, and I don't have my bind, because bind's like what, 5 minutes. So.
Oh yeah, you have to use Urda. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I like the blue one more because it's just it's more reliable in my opinion.
What if the tornado bound?
Yeah, more consistent DPS.
Because I mean, it's like a tornado, right? The boss usually gets stuck in the tornado because it's like the size of the thing, purple. And it's purple. Yeah, true. Yeah, but leveling up Spirit of Freedom Orb will that's like a good thing to add to the list as well.
Oh yeah.
It will definitely give you a little bit of a different change of pace with types of characters to play, because the resistance characters are pretty different. Like all of them are very unique in their own way.
Oh yeah, I mean I did a mech first because I heard that was not that great, but it wasn't that bad actually. I heard Blaster is going to be a really fun one, and I'm being sarcastic about that.
Yeah.
I mean I live in West Coast, but
yeah, they changed it a little bit with Awake. I heard that some of the combos are easier to perform now, and it's more streamlined. So I'm looking forward to trying to get that to CRA, because I was really not looking forward to it at all. When I was like, oh, which boost nodes do I get? I was kind of checking like what kind of combos do I need to do in order to see which skills I want to boost. People are like, well, these ones are the best, so you'll just have to try this combo. And I tried a little bit, and I was like, oh god, I can't do that for shit. But I mean, let's try it anyway.
Guy how to do combos with no explanation,
it's like, just press these buttons, and then they're just like zooming, and you're like, I can't do that.
Just go zooming across the map, and you still have no idea how you did that.
I mean, they say the order, but it's like you try the order, and something completely differently comes out for me. So it's like, okay, obviously I'm fucking something up.
Oh man, good luck if you're lagging. Holy shit!
Oh
Like
yeah,
if you have like
definitely.
EU or your East Coast. Oh, fun.
Or Australia ping or something.
Australia.
Might as well be on the moon for that kind of
Yeah,
latency.
pretty much. I think even on the moon probably be better.
Maybe if they have like a satellite connection, yeah, maybe. Um, okay. One thing that's not on here is your familiars. What's the situation with those?
I just have two ID familiars. I mean, I didn't. It wasn't significant, I don't think, so I just didn't put it on there.
Okay. Yeah. No. No. As well, as long as you know what they are, yeah, that's fine. Two ID familiars is pretty much as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, and I have an attack badge, an ID badge, and those are the two significant ones I have.
Oh yeah, I don't even really look at those at all because it's so in the grand scheme of things, which badges you get
It's
is
really
so
irrelevant.
yeah, it's so insignificant. End game if you start min maxing for sure. Because if you can get like a % attack somewhere where that's huge compared to how much everything costs. But until then, usually fine. Okay. Is everything clear with the Matrix? Because you have like 2 extra skills, but you kind of switch around, I think, as a Pathfinder, right? You don't always have all of them in.
Yeah, I don't ever use the shield unless like when I'm gonna eventually be doing lucid, because I'm getting close to that to doing normal lucid. I think, at least in terms of where I am. Maple Goddess, I think I probably use for mobbing. Maybe for boss when I get to 230 slot.
Yeah, it's a good burst
Uh,
skill.
Gilded Arrow, I'm not sure because I think I one shot the bosses, or not one shot the bosses. I one shot the mobs. I mean, maybe it could be good for bossing. I don't know, but I don't find use of it if I'm just one shotting everything already.
I wonder, because Smidley's talking about it, I wonder if the barrier is more extra damage to like Lotus and Damien than the 4th V is.
Wait, Spidley, you're talking about the burst one or the deluge one? I'm not sure because I don't use it because I
I
mean
think
I've
he means
used
the
it
red
before
one. I think the red one gives critical damage, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I gotta look into it. I didn't really use the skill because I always thought it was more like a party skill.
Oh, they'll give the same. One of them is
Man,
bigger, and the other one
man,
gives the reduced incoming damage or something.
yeah, I think they all reduce incoming damage.
Hmm.
But man, okay, I'll start using that then.
It's like 20%. Oh, that is pretty big.
Oh my god, I'm missing out on so much damage. I could probably do Lotus and Damien with the barrier.
With speaking of Lotus and Damien, have you practiced the dashing through the lasers?
Yes, it's not as reliable as I thought because sometimes the lasers jitter. And
Yes, and there's when you're using it, there's a hitbox that you have in the middle of the dash. So you have to be either pretty far away from the laser or you have to be pretty close to the laser when you use it.
yeah, I mean I could get the timing right. It's just when
Mhm.
it jitters, I don't do that because like I don't trust myself doing that.
Yeah.
And so I do it the long way, and then
Mhm.
sometimes I get hit by a robot, a green one, and I accidentally run into the lasers.
Yeah. Smelly says the purple shield is huge, the blue one stays on you, and then the yellow one can be repositioned, although he's not sure how that actually works.
Yeah, I heard yellow was kind of a meme.
A meme, yeah. So either do the blue one if you're solo or a purple one if you're party, I guess.
I mean, I guess they're both useful. I mean, solo wise, but yeah, I think blue one. I think you use it for all party members.
Well, if blue stays on you and you need to like go dodge something, it's maybe better to use blue
Yeah,
solo, I think, and then purple in
but it
party.
has a 10-second duration, so it's like a burst.
Yeah, yeah. That would be So that would be mainly be useful in combination with either Goddess Blessing for your other skills, for like your tornado and your big shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, have you tried Lotus and Damien solo? Like how far have you gotten with that?
Oh, okay. So Lotus, I've gotten to phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of my deaths were phase 1 because of bullshit. Like again, jittery lasers and
Yeah.
getting hit by a robot, which I thought I didn't get hit, and then walking to a laser because it was a reverse one.
Right, right, right.
Phase two, I think is really easy,
Mm-hmm.
and I just probably have to work on more control on that one, so I'm not getting flown across the map. I know how it works, so
Yeah, so the
yeah,
main
phase
thing
three,
is
I just
for
gotta,
phase two, just to give you a tip there, I give this one a lot, and I think once you start practicing around with it, it's very funny to see because he has this certain range with his attack, right, with his pushback attack, and if you're just within the range, he'll try to attack you. So if you just walk back just like 2 pixels and then walk back into him 2 pixels, his attack will just completely whiff. And if you do that in between your attacks, you don't have to like dash to the side or do crazy up dash stuff with
Oh yeah, I've
torrent,
done that.
which you can do.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to use this during the platform stage as well. It's very important that you move as close to him as possible once you get on a platform, so that you have more room to run away from him on the platform. Try to not be on the far end of the platform, because then when he gets to you, you have to torrent up, which if you get hit by something and stunned and fall down into the laser, that can still kill you. So yeah, try to use his like predictability to your advantage. And once you get more feel for how long do the attacks last, what is his exact range, and the new timer between when he does his little stir step and when the lasers actually pop up, because that duration is much longer now since the awake. Once you get more used to that timing, he'll become just way more predictable, and all of the possible scenarios will already be playing in your brain. Like, oh, he can do this, this, or this. Oh, he's doing that one, and then you can respond just way faster.
Yeah. I also noticed from Smidley he's saying to use glyph and combo, and I have been using glyph and combo, but sometimes like I have to move, and sometimes I lag a bit and I don't actually attack, and I end up getting hit by it. I mean, I know you could dodge the robots pretty easily when you just walk past them, or
Yeah, as long as you have a good move
yeah.
speed and you keep moving, then their explosion will go off, but it won't hit you. Yeah.
And phase 3 with Lotus, I just gotta be a bit more disciplined, honestly. Just play a bit more cautious.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much phase 2, but slightly harder.
Are you good
You
on
just
the
have a lot of HP.
purple on the big purple ball phase in phase 3? Are you good with that one?
Yeah, just don't die forehead. You
Yeah.
just walk. It's kind of like Lucid Laser.
Yeah, I find that just keep on moving is like the best thing. If something, the
Yeah,
only
no
time,
erratic movement. Just walk.
yeah, the only time I fuck up is if I'm moving and it goes right on top of me, and then you hesitate. That's like the only way you can die. If it's right on you, you just
Yeah,
keep moving. Because the hitbox is rather small. It's like only really the middle, like 40% of the purple explosion. Sometimes you can be really close to it and just not get hit.
yeah. If push comes to shove, I just use iframe,
Yeah,
or I
if
use
you
Astra for damage reduction.
right, you can use that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's your panic buttons, and you have
Yeah,
that one
pretty much.
skill that gives you
Or I can use shield too. That can give me some damage reduction.
that triple shot thing that you have gives you knock down resistance, right?
Yeah, when you're casting it, it
Mm-hmm.
gives you knockdown resistance.
So that can help you as well if you get pushed out of off of a platform or something.
Yeah, I've been doing that, especially like with hard magnets and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you are aware of those options, then that should be really helpful to get past those bosses. Okay. And with Damien, it's I think you can like torrent up and use your macro to hit him like once or twice every time he goes into like a purple ball phase or a side dash, so that you can
I'm
at
probably
least
just
get.
gonna use Astra. It's more reliable. Like just
Yeah, I
use the
think
burst
Smiley
one.
talked about that. Yeah, the red one, right, with the big cannonballs from a
Yeah.
distance. Yeah.
The budget Nova Blast.
Very, very budget. Yeah, the Walmart Nova Blast, and it's like using a slingshot when you're actually using like a sniper rifle kind of thing.
Really. And I mean Nova Blast is gonna get even more lines, 75 lines, I think.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
because it's like what activates 8 times? No, 7 times and does
Hmm.
12 lines of damage.
Right. It's kind of like the eternally hungry beast for Arc, where you think it's going to go up to like 198 lines or something ridiculous like that. They just
Oh
keep,
man,
yeah.
imagine capping with that. You just one shot every boss.
Oh yeah, I think
You
the
like reheal
the
life.
explosions are activating 24 times now or something with the newest changes that are coming. Yeah.
Yeah, what I
Um.
also noticed is that they want players to get arcane gear because I'm guessing they're probably gonna have new equipment soon, which I'm
Mhm.
thinking probably gonna become in the third patch of the KMS update. I think.
Wait, which skill?
Wait, what skill?
What you mean? Which update?
The new update.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
gonna have like the new boss. I'm thinking they're gonna have a
Um.
new gear because like they want everyone to get arcane. It seems like.
Yeah. I don't know if Yeah, it's really gonna be like we know when the yeah, the boss is the next one, and then the one after that is the class, right?
The
Orange.
boss is last.
Or the boss is last, right? Because Kane is now in the second iteration of KMST, so there'll probably either be one more fix or it'll be the final release next one. Yeah.
Probably.
Right. And then the Chosen Seren or something with Hotel Arcus. Yeah. Yeah, they'll be level 270 area, so the boss will probably be 275, I'm guessing, or 270, one of the two, but probably 275. Yeah, it'll be really interesting if it's just going to be like an accessory or a coin or something.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if like how good they'll make the fight, because I mean I've seen like Black Mage and Vihila, and like those fights are alright. I mean compared to fucking Gloom and Darkmail, which are just honestly HMAG put on steroids.
Yeah, especially the
Um,
Chaos version. The normal versions are quite doable at if you're around that level, but the Chaos version is just like save a burst, throw it down, and then just dodge.
yeah, I mean it's just like, hey, you know what? What's mechanics when it could just throw a bunch of shit at you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's so
I
much
mean,
going
I'm
on.
kind of glad that like Vihila and Black Mage aren't like that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know why they had to do that with Gloom and Darkmail.
Well, yeah, all of these bosses, when you first see them, you're like, what's going on? And then as you read more about it and you see other people doing it, you start to see like the order and the chaos where it's like, oh, you can actually counter this. But like the first Black Mage fight I ever saw was like, there's no way, like this is humanly possible. But then, people find ways, people find tricks, the attack patterns get discerned, and then things become way more doable.
Now soloing it is a different question. I mean,
Yeah,
now
that's
Reboot gets
so
lucky
much
because they have
damage.
bots, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, the BODs help, but you see some people doing it without BOD, but then they just have so much damage. It's insane.
yeah, and they
I
have
see.
like god tier mechanics, so
I think there was a guy in non-reboot who did it without a BOD and without his Genesis weapon as well. So without
I
the
think it was a
extra.
merc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a merc that did it.
I mean, work was really, really OP when it came out, so it kind of makes sense that they just kept investing in that character.
Oh yeah, I mean merc gets really strong once you start funding the character.
Oh yeah, fifth job's very solid. So with this, hang on, I'm just going up this list just to check. Is there anything regarding, because I think we can go to the equips, right? I think we checked everything else.
Yeah.
And some boss stuff. Is there anything regarding like upgrading specifically, like your like all the systems like star forcing and flaming and cubing, like you're aware of everything, kind of like where it lands in terms of the efficiency compared to each other?
Yep.
So it's mainly switching into the next items. That's like the main thing now.
Yep. I just have to complete getting some of the items to 17. Maybe reflaming a couple of the gear because it's kind of on the lower end, but I mean it's not terrible. I mean it could be kept for a little bit. The weapon is probably gonna be the first thing I flame when I decide to flame, because that gets in the most damage.
Yeah. That's probably. I'm just gonna look through them real quick, but that's probably. Are you going for the Monster Parker medal, by the way?
I've been hit or miss on that. Like sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't.
Hmm.
I mean, I have the Intellian Guardian one.
Yeah. This is It's just that the metal slot it overall gives you like the least damage out of any slot, basically. So if you can squeeze in some IED there instead, it's so much more overall value. Of course, some things that are already 17 are just ready to see some cubes coming their way.
Yep.
I would say probably after the flaming of the weapon, the main thing would be to go for crit damage on the gloves, because even just one line is so much better than 2 lines of dex. It's almost doubling like their efficiency.
Now my question is, what do I do after that? Do I do Lucid and Will and then just go to 17-star Arcane eventually, or do I go to 20-star? Because I've heard that now it seems like getting Arcanes is to be a lot easier. So like,
what I would
so the 17-star go for good cubes and then go to Arcane and roulette them when I get to 17?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the way that I would say that to get there though is to definitely overinvest first into accessories, because the thing is, once you get past 15 stars, everything, the higher level gets more extra stats than the lower level items, but everything gets a lot of extra stats, and it doesn't really matter all that much where you get the stars as long as you get the stars. So if you decide to kind of keep the Abzo down, quote unquote, at 17 and not go over with that, but instead just keep working on all the other accessories, which otherwise come in afterwards, like once the Abzo is already 20 or 21. If you just prioritize the accessories first, and then kind of see where you're at, you'll definitely be strong enough to be able to do Hard Lucid, Hard Will, and start running those bosses, and you'll be training at least one character, maybe more, training in the higher level areas, especially with the Pathfinder, because I think there's some good maps, Moonbridge and above. And then you'll start getting those droplets from Will, and then you can look into like, okay, do I make, hopefully get a weapon drop, right? Because that one's very expensive to make yourself. And then make the shoulder, maybe have a weapon backup in case something happens there, so you can go a little bit harder on the weapon. Have enough droplets for the other 3. Event stores, like right now, will definitely be super helpful. Right now, it's like half a shoulder and half a shoe or something that you can buy from the store, basically. And then with the Neo Shop, 100 of each, which is basically 1 equip from each side. Maybe even too many as Pharaoh ones, I don't know. But let's say that you get 1 drop and it's a cape or a glove. Then you can, then you basically aim for making the weapon and the shoulder in the Will Shop, and in the other 2, including this in the Neo Shop, then in 6 months from now, you're looking at a total of 150 droplets for each kind, which essentially means that you only need like 50 here and 100 there, which is very doable to make the 17-star set. And the boom chances, even up to 19, is not that bad. Like, it is pretty, of course you can get unlucky, right? So you're not guaranteed there.
I usually safeguard the 17 just to play it safe, because I don't want to boom something, especially if I don't have a backup, so.
Well, the thing is, you don't have a backup, but since you're still using the Abzo, if your Arcane blows up, it just slows you down in moving up. It doesn't slow you down in everything that you can already do, right? Because you just stay where you are. Yeah. So I would definitely not
Arcanes, basically, when I get
them. Don't do anything in terms of their flames. Don't do anything in terms of their potential unless their Star Force is first settled. Like, don't overinvest there. But in order to get there, you definitely... 17. Yeah, exactly. But in order to get there, you do want to make sure that your drop rate and Meso-Obtain set is like completely rounded out, because I think you don't have that much in terms of that, right?
Yeah, I just got 40 Meso. Like, again, like, it's the ring and pendant dilemma, where it's just more about going into the next set, which is Gollux, and the thing is like, what should I do first? Should I get the Gollux ring, Gollux pendant, and then should I get the superior? Like that's...
Oh yeah, like nothing reinforced, only superior. That's like first and foremost. Reinforced will just slow you down from getting superior, and it's only temporary set at best anyway. So just fuck anything but superior, just full superior. I got
a reinforced belt because I got it from a drop, and I just kept it at LPOT 12% because I wasn't gonna like overinvest in it.
For sure.
Superior from a party or.
And it has really good base stats.
Carry because I do both carries and parties with Helix, because I don't like this boss, and sometimes I just want to just get it out of the way.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. And you have 7 set bonus now. Yeah. Do you have so how many rings in total do you have now?
I think I have like 8 rings, including the Awake ring. I think, I don't remember.
So you've Cut a Treasure and Awake, and then you have the 3 event rings and the Cracked.
Yeah, and I have a Synergy ring that's in my inventory, but it's not good, so I didn't put it in there.
Okay.
I only have 1, so it's not
Synergy
that good at all. Yep.
And then maybe a Chaos ring or a Solid ring, or...
I don't have a Chaos or Solid ring. I've been trying normal Gollux for it, for the Solid, but I heard you just go for harder Helix, get the coins.
Yeah, exactly. Harder Hell. Yeah. We've asked some people who tried it, and they did get some solid rings, but at the efficiency that they got them, it's just better to send Helix and just buy them from the shop. It just makes more sense that way.
Yeah. Should I get the ring or the pendant first? Like, which one would probably be more valuable?
Since you already have items there with stats, like the ring isn't that good. Like the base stats are way lower than event rings, right?
I'll go for the pendant, I guess, because that one I think has like what, 15 stat? No, 15 or like 20 stat.
Yeah, it has some weapon attack versus this one, but your Mechanator has a good flame on it as well. I don't even know if you have to buy them. Well, you have to buy them eventually, of course, but I don't know if you have to really worry about which one first. Maybe just wait until you have enough coins for both, because I don't know if there's any use in like rushing it and just having them in your inventory. Because you're not going to switch until you can do a full switch anyway. Because your pieces are already like beyond the point where even just upgrading one part will actually give you an increase.
Because I think if I get the belt, let's say again from a carrier party, that's 2 set, and then I get the pendant, I get 35 attack from the 3 set bonus.
Yeah. But then, yeah, that'll go at the expense of one of your rings that might give you 20 attacks, and then it's already 15 only. I think what will happen... so if you get your full drop-in meso set to have like, 5 lines of meso, 4 lines of drop, and then try to get 1 line of dex along with all of those lines on each item. If the one thing that I think is the most likely that one of your rings ends up getting a double line of meso and drop, and probably no dex along with it, right? And then getting the ring would be the most efficient, because then you would switch that specific ring out with the other ring, because they will have no dex on them, so that will actually be an increase if you roll for dex on the superior ring, if that happens.
So basically, just roll on one of the rings for drop, and then it just depends how much value it has in terms of damage, and if it has no damage, then just replace it.
Exactly. Yeah. Until then, I think you could just sit on.
That's better.
Yeah, exactly. Because until then, I think you can just sit on your coins, because you have to get at least a 17 anyway to overpower your event rings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going to legendary on your earrings, for example, to try to get those lines in there. Are you doing enough Commercy dailies to get extra like backups for the Iron Face as well?
Again, I'm kind of hit or miss on that. Like, I'm keeping those 17 until I'm able to fully get a lot of funds there.
For sure.
Like, I want to finish up everything. But yeah, I gotta do Commercy. I know the strats to do it. CPQ, and then 6 runs Rosa, or no, 1 run Rosa and 6 runs Dulce.
Or you can go for the more long-term approach. There's like 2 different ways that you can do it now.
I know it takes like 4 minutes to do once you do that, but I must just get the stuff. Yeah. Like, what I plan to do, this is like a long-term thing, is get a lot of funding after this 5, 10, 15 and get like all the small things done, like the 3 equips I was talking about, the weapon and the base accessories. Is to work on the CRA.
Well,
like in terms of Star Force.
The reason I was talking about the accessories, because if you want to get the full set, right, you want to get the 9 accessories with meso and drop. You need an Iron Face in there to fill that as well. And if you go for the same accessories as you have now, then like let's say you're rolling for meso and you end up rolling like 27% dex or something. That way you can just switch them out and then recube the other one, right? You'll have no loss there, because it's very difficult in Reboot to maintain your value.
Couldn't I use the Zakum face and accessory? Because...
You could, yeah, but what if you roll 30% dex on the Zakum eye? That gets really annoying, right?
Oh man, that would be real sad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could then switch it, but the thing is that you can't Star Force that past a certain point where you also start benefiting from the weapon and the magic attack later. So that's the reason why. If you already have both of those at Legendary, then I would definitely do that. But if they're only like Epic, maybe with 6% dex, then I would just push them to the side and go for an extra tattoo and extra monocle and have those instead and do it on those.
And do I just go to 12 Star Force and then just cube it?
Yeah, exactly. Just 12 cube it, and then if you hit higher dex than your main things, then just switch them out, and then you'll temporarily just have more Star Force on your drop rate gear than on your damage gear. But again, it's only at 16, so it's like 10 attack coming in. So it's not a huge difference just yet. But then you'll have just drop rate stuff sitting at 16 or 17 maybe, and then your damage the damage ones will fill in later. But it's important to start getting that meso and that drop rate in now, so that while you're training, you start making way more money. Because like every upgrade is going to go. Yeah, well, you want to combine as many of those sources as possible, right? Because every update past this is going to start getting so expensive that you need your static income to be high, because you're going to be building up huge blocks of money. Okay, but that makes sense, right? For the Eye in the Face to get the arrows in there.
Yeah, just get extra backups.
Yeah.
Also, a long-term goal is to get the Dominator Pendant Flame better, because right now it's at 44, so that's, I believe,
44.
a 68 flame score. So I need to
So,
reflame that and get that better.
it's a little bit higher. It's like 74, I think. Right? 8.5, 3, 32, 34, 64? That's 74, I mean? I think.
Or I didn't count the strength one because it's kind of relevant.
Maybe 76 if you include the strength, yeah. But 4% is like 8.5 value. So it's like 8.5 times 4 is like 34. So 70, 74.
Yeah, that'll probably be a long-term thing just to reflame that and
Yeah, your weapon
get
is more
that to
important.
at least 100 plus. Huh?
Weapon is more important for flames for now.
Yeah, of course. I'll do the weapons first.
And check all of the CRA. Maybe. Where's your shoe at? They're all kind of similar. Yeah,
I try
maybe.
to keep it in order, so top, bottom, left, right. There it goes. Right next to the heel earrings. On the left of the heel earrings. So go up. You see it?
Yeah, I saw the items. Yeah, I was just checking the flame, all of the flame scores
okay.
of your stuff.
Yeah, my glove flame was really good. Holy hell! Like, look at it if you haven't already.
Yeah, that's a good goal. Wait, let's see if I remember. Was it 40 dex, 6 all, 4 attacks, something like that?
I think it was 56.
Oh, 56
dex,
and 4.
5 all and.
Yeah, 6 all even.
Or sorry, 5 attack or 4 attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice. That's where you want all of them to be, basically.
Yeah, I got really lucky. I 2-tapped the flame there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bad.
And then the other ones. Well, and then some other ones you're like infinitely struggling, so it evens out.
Oh yeah, I struggle with cubing, but flames. It seems like I don't struggle that much because I get a pretty decent.
Well,
flame
it's good.
score on them.
You'd rather be lucky with the flames now than with the cubes, with how our resources and how our availability has shifted. So.
Yeah, I mean, getting cubes isn't that bad because you could just farm and get it.
Yep.
Like, it's readily available, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, between like your top and your bottom and your wait, where's the hat at? For this one's at 80 strength, 60. Yeah, I guess like all of your CRA and your shoe and your cape are like all roughly around the same point where they can. We talked about this yesterday as well, right? You don't want to just one-to-one compare the value, but you want to compare to what is their goal value and how far are they away from that instead, right? To see what the quality of your flame is rather than just look at the number. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you're taking that into account. I think your CRA and your shoe and your cape are all around the same point. So I would say the weapon is definitely priority for flaming.
I kind of noticed that, like, because it's only tier 4 attack with a tier 5 all stat. So
yeah. The bigger chunk of attack is definitely going to be very useful. Even if it's just the tier 6 attack and nothing else for now, that'll already be like a quite a nice upgrade.
Yeah, and yeah, that'll probably be the thing after I 17 star everything. Because I still only have 3 items to do. Well, actually 4 now because, like I said, the superior one just decided to waltz on in.
Yep. But that's nice.
Yeah, and I'll cube the superior to legendary and then use that as a damage, and then ledge the hill earrings and then use that as drop.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. So I guess that only leaves mainly. So we talked about the metal. Yeah, secondary keeping for a long time. Heart is just like paused until we get one Roy, basically.
I could E-Pod and go for 3% stat and get like a little bit of gains. I mean, it's not that much, but...
Yeah, if you find like a 50% E-Pod, like one of those untradeable ones, then, yeah, my blessing. But otherwise, I wouldn't dump any money into it.
So I'll probably do the Awake Rig first if I don't have any, or if I haven't already gotten Epic.
Yeah, for sure.
Preference.
For sure. The only thing is the belt-wise, are you keeping backup pink belts or?
Yes and no. I mean, I should, but right now the belt, like my goal first is to get a superior belt in some time, and then 17 star that, and then like get backups for that, and then take that to 21 take the backups to 21.
Yes, and then transfer over again.
To 20.
Yeah, that seems okay. That seems the Yeah, that seems like that seems like a normal progression. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so
It's kind of like with the CRA, except with the hat. I'll take it to the hat. I'll take the 21, and then whenever I get the arcane weapon, get an Absol hat,
Yeah.
transfer hammer over.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the 5
Well,
set.
the thing is though that if you're planning to only switch into arcane, once you kind of like replace the full set, right, of Abzo, then you would go back to the CRA hat.
Oh, so would I just YOLO it to 21? Like,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, YOLO it to 22.
Well,
Basically, kind of like with the what was it? Or with the arcanes, like YOLOing that to 17.
well, so
Next
the order would probably be so all everything to 17, superior stuff, and then the rings come in, right? Then Meister ring comes in, superior, reinforced, that kind of stuff, right? Maybe a solid, maybe the kind of treasure, and then all of the event rings become drop rate. Then it would probably be to get your CRA stuff up to 20 probably first, and then to go like accessory at a time to try to get the accessories to end up at 20. So for some that might be lower level equips up to 21, transfer hammer over. For some it'll be get enough backups and get it to 20 on the item itself. And then once you're at that point, you'll be slowly have been working up when it comes to droplets and everything, and then you want to see like, am I going to full switch into arcane? But you're basically going to be directing like all of your resources into just star forcing arcane up to 17 and then frog leaping those up. And once you get to like 18 or 19 arcane, then you make like then you start working on their potential flames and stuff, and then you make full switch from Abzu into arcane. I think that's going to be the play.
Gotcha.
And you hold on to your droplets as long as possible, so that if you get any drops, you just fill in the gaps with the droplets that you have. You keep that flexibility maximized there.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that leaves any equip out. The only thing is going to be like, the flaming on the Dominator and then transpose Sweetwater at 16, and then so for that you'll need extra Denaro. So the Denaro is very important. Helix very important. Monster Park is a good daily. Not only for the progress, but also for the value of the boxes, the coins, the experience coupons, and the weekend, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll be sure to be doing those.
And
Not
then
like Monster Park's even that bad. I can just do Empress Chambers and do that.
Yeah,
Or I can
exactly.
do
Yeah,
Lashland,
Night
or not
Stronghold.
Lashland, I could do Choo Choo and
yeah, if
get
you feel
two.
like getting the experience and you don't mind doing a little bit longer, then you can just do Choo Choo, and it's decent experience. And if you just want to get it done quick, you just do the Night Stronghold one. That one's very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have that rhythm to do that one. But definitely like don't listen to like my advice to be like, okay, Scardor said to do all of these things every day, and now I'm gonna burn myself out because I have to do these things. Like if you feel like it's too much, then just drop the things that you enjoy the least and drop those things first. And don't listen to me over yourself there. Like like respect your own boundaries, because it's important that you keep having fun.
You must be slave to Maple game.
Yeah, build. They do try to do that. It is
that is not fun.
No, for sure. I mean, your simple dailies seem to be going well. You're doing both of the simple dailies in every area, right? Because I guess I would expect your Choo Choo to be a little higher, but you may have used some symbol selectors in the past for Vanishing Journey.
I don't like doing Choo Choo PQ, so I just rely on event symbols for that. I just don't like doing that quest.
Have you tried? Because I'm starting to do daily again now. Have you tried checking in the chat if someone wants to duo it? Because it can.
I've done parties before. I just don't enjoy it. That's just preference. Like I know people would disagree with me, but I prefer Dream Defender. I know damage is hard on there, but it gets like Dream Defender actually becomes really fun once you start getting that damage.
Is it the mobility and moving around the map, or which part of Choo Choo do you find annoying?
I just don't like the whole map design, the whole party quest. I just don't like it.
Well, you can solo it, but even
soloing, I can definitely solo. I have definitely enough damage to do it. I know how it works. It's just that I just don't like doing it.
Yeah, I guess sometimes even 15 symbols a day isn't enough to to make you like something.
No,
everyone has a number, and 15 isn't big enough for your number, I guess.
Yeah.
What if it was 30 a day? Would you do it then?
Oh, I'd do it any freaking day. Yeah.
Yeah. What about 25? Like, where's your number?
I mean, I'll just, if it's a lot and I feel like that, like I can get it done in like less than a month, that'll do it. But it's like I checked an arcane symbol calculator. It's gonna take like 3 months to do.
Oh yeah, takes a while. Yeah, it's
Or
still
not
gonna
3 months. It takes
be.
like 4 or 5 months.
It's still gonna be one of the ones that Well, okay. So here's my attempt at sweetening the deal for the PQ. Okay, since you have Lacheline and Arcana fixed, what you really only need to do is one PQ for 15 symbols.
Yeah, just go through it once. Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And it should be doable in like 3 minutes. So you're getting 15 symbols in 3 minutes. Like that's the number you're looking at, right?
Yeah. I probably would like. I'll probably check up on a guide just to refresh my memory about that. I remember the recipes.
Yeah, so what I did in the beginning, so I have in my chat !choo choo. What I did in the beginning is I opened this guide just for the recipes. That's what I did. And then I would I would just zoom in on this part and have this on my other monitor so that I would always be able to see. You only need one of the two, right? Because the other ones are basically copy of the top ones. They're just the different color drops, right? So all you need is to know like this combination of drops together, so that whenever there's a question mark, you're not like hopping around like a chicken without its head. You know where to go. I usually don't even look at the emblems or at the names. I just look at the combination of the recipe of the ingredients together. That's just what I look at. And then the other thing that's also very useful that I added here is to move around the map faster. What you can do is if you go into the river and you push all the way down on the sides, you will teleport to the corner. And that makes you be able to get to the... And for you, that also means if you need to go all the way to the top right or the top left, you can use this and then like up torrent, and you can immediately be here or there.
Yeah.
And one of the other small tips that I have is that if you have a recipe with 4, so that means that there's always the choo-choo fruit, right? There's always the 1. If there's ever a number 1, it's always the choo-choo fruit. And for example, you have this recipe, this one actually, with the feathers and the fruit, and you're going up here to kill the feathers. Always like jump up torrent here just to check if the plant is there, just to make sure. Because there's nothing worse than doing these and then checking here to do those two, and then oh he's not here, and then going left and oh he's not here, oh he was all the way on the right, which was so close to this map. You can save a lot of time. Just up torrent, check, and if he's not there, just go back down. It's like 1 or 2 seconds extra rather than going here. That takes way more time. Those are like my pieces of advice. And then with that, because it's 15 symbols, and if you just do one good run, and if it's really too annoying, then look for a party, look for guild alliance in my chat, maybe in the Discord. There's probably always a bunch of people who are just level 210 and they can't kill fast yet, but it's really useful to just pick up like 2 level 210 people and just you do all the killing and they do all the looting, and you just focus on killing, and then they're just stuck doing the annoying work of like looting it and handing it in, because sometimes you can get stuck in the river, or you're like stuck jumping on the pot because your recipes aren't your ingredients aren't getting thrown in, but then someone else can worry about that and you just go kill, and that can speed it up as well.
Yeah, maybe I could do that, and then like let's say if you come with the party, maybe have you do all the looting, I just do all the killing, because I definitely have enough arcane force to one shot.
Yeah, exactly, because that's the main thing they're lacking is the arcane power. Like as long as you know where to go, they just follow you around and they'll do all the looting, and that could be a good exchange of you get done faster. Although the downside will be you'll only do one run and an autocomplete, and they'll have to find another party for the other 2 runs. But at least they'll get a little bit out of it, because
they'll get at least 5 symbols.
Exactly. If you can't do it in the beginning, you're getting like 2 or 3 per day. That's like a rough life. But if you can get like at least in 3 minutes you get 5 and guaranteed, yeah. Server's freezing. Is it bad?
Of course, it's Nexon if their server's freezing.
Oh god. Oh shit! I zoomed in. Jesus, those are big ass numbers. Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I don't know if you have 2 monitors, but like having the recipes on another monitor in the beginning, that was very useful for me.
I mean, I could just open up 2 tabs and just have Maple and minimized view.
Yeah, that's also possible. Yeah, like temporarily for
or windowed, I should say, not minimized.
Yeah, you'll just see that some items are never together. Like the items on the bottom right, so like the banana and the because this one has the map as well, like where everything is, right? Which is maybe good as a refresher. But like these 2 are never together with the bird shark ones, and they're never together with any of these. They're only together with either this one or this one. Like that's it. And then maybe with the fruit. And same for these ones. Like these two are never together with this one. And that's it. They can be together with that one, I think. Yeah, they can be together with that one. This one can be together with this one and then with the fruit. That's this one right here. Yeah. But yeah, they just, as soon as they turn into the darker level ones, that means you're past 50%, and then if you get that one quickly, you're done, and if you don't get it quickly, you have to do one more recipe. You know? And if you're ever like near the timer, if you're gonna time out, you can just leave party, and then it doesn't consume your run, so that'll help you out. But yeah. Okay, that was my appeal to doing hard Mudo. Because 15 symbols is a lot. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much the bait appeal right there. Just doing it once and then sort of having an idea how to do it efficiently.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a daily now on the Adele. So if you ever haven't done it yet and see me on my Adele, just because I need to do all the runs on my Adele, but I don't mind taking you around with one for sure.
Yeah, I could just ask you or something. I probably have to remember the map, but I could just kill everything on the map because I mean I can one shot. So.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, to get around.
If you're gonna ask about Lashlin and Arcana, Lashlin, I'm doing fine. I'm at stage 40. I can probably push stage 50. And Arcana, I'm still learning Spirit Savior, so probably hit up on a guide on that.
Yeah, for Lackline push, just save up points and maybe use guild skills to push, and then get to your next decimal. And whenever you're stuck at a decimal, just go like in, clear out. Like don't do a bunch of 4 or 5 extra floors every day or something, because it's very time.
I could say I do stage 40, clear it, then get out, and that's like 3 days I do that.
Yeah, okay, that's good. And then Arcana, Spirit Savior is fine.
Yeah, I'm just learning how to do it. I feel like it's okay. I'm just not used to the map, so I'll get used to it.
Yeah, the jumpers are very useful once you learn to so like let's say that you have to do I have a map of Spirit Savior?
I use the jumpers, like I know how to use them. Like when whoever gets close, I use a jumper, stuff like that.
Like one thing that's very useful, for example, is if you have these platforms are a little bit more to the side, I guess. Isn't there like another platform here?
I don't think so.
But this platform is a little bit more to the right, I think. But one thing that happens, like for example, like doing this jumper and then using it's not vortex. What's your torrent? Like this one, and then just torrenting up, and then you're immediately on there. Sometimes you can get on there by holding left and then holding the up arrow. You can grab the rope right there. But it's easier to just torrent because you break all your momentum with torrent. So you don't like get flung by it or something. So if you use it at the right time, you can kind of use it like mages use their teleport. You just whoop and you're stuck. Same thing if you're going from this jumper and you need to go here. You just go boom and you'll end up like you can go here up torrent to get that one, or you can wait until you here up torrent and then grab that one. So yeah, use the jumpers in your favor for sure. And I think you can also use this one to get like here, and then if you flash jump once you hit this point, you'll land like here. And if you torrent right before you land, you can get all the way there. So you'll learn to use your mobility with your momentum.
So I basically become a Spider-Man, a Spirit Savior, huh?
Oh yeah. You gotta shoot those webs all over the place. And if the other thing that's important to learn with Spirit Savior is how to finish, like how to get your 5 in. Because one of the more risky plays is having 4 and then using either this one or this one to like grab it and then jump in. If you do a little bit too fast, sometimes you get a 4 and 1 right after because of delay. And if you don't do it fast enough, then he might catch you. In the beginning, what's safest is that when you have 4, make sure that you keep one of these on the outer edges as your finisher so that you can jump all the way there. Wait, and then pick it up. Get the 5th one, wait until he's almost with you, and then jump all the way here, and then just finish through the middle. That's like the safest one, because he'll be like, and then by the time he gets here or something, you're already done, so he'll never catch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'll try practicing that, and I mean, it's just gonna take practice.
Yep, exactly.
I'm gonna get better at that.
whatever class you're playing is, you'll feel that something's just, down jumping is tricky. That you'll find some places where down jumping just always goes wrong. So try to avoid those, or instead just jump and down torrent to get like through the possible obstacle there.
I don't think you can down torrent. At least I've never done that.
Oh no, that's true. Sorry. But sometimes you can side torrent through the. That's what I meant. Through the vines instead of like jumping and then down jumping through the vine, just side torrenting through them, and the initial hit of the torrent will already like loosen up the spirit, and then maybe one more attack. And once you're strong enough, the torrent will actually just kill the vine completely, and then you can just like side torrent, loot, and then jump around. That's another thing, like kind of finding the rhythm of how long you have to wait to actually pick up the spirit. Sometimes you're like, okay, I definitely have it, and then you move away, and then you see it appear behind you, you're like, fuck. And then sometimes you're like pressing, you're like, oh shit, I already had it. That's something that you have to get used to.
Yeah.
You have a down flash jump. Yeah, but
we have that.
But not through a vine though, right? That's like.
I'm not sure.
Also, it's bad because I've tried. If you just if you walk off a platform, you land at about the same time as if you do the down jump, because you have to jump before you can use the down jump. So you have to first go away from your target, then to go back down, and it actually doesn't get you down faster.
Yeah, and the thing is like you can't unlike the side jump, where if you're just in the air, you could just press the jump key and do side jump. You have to jump off a platform and then down jump.
Yeah, and then double. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 10% faster. I didn't see it.
Yeah. So I got the idea now with the dailies. I'll be sure to do those. Choo-choo, I'll bite the bullet. And, and I'll do that.
Yeah, I think it'll also get faster once you get the hang of it, and then it won't feel as bad. The 15 symbols is just really good, because it's going to slow down how quickly you level. And if you go 19 a day versus 4 a day, it'll be more manageable that way.
Yeah. And what I could do is, whilst I'm doing that, maybe get more Essence Fair unlocked, so I'm doing less dailies on all of them. That could also be a nice one. Doing 1 or 2 quests a day instead of 5 or 6.
It'll mainly speed up your kill quests in Lachlan and Arcana, and it'll speed up your Dream Defender and your Spirit Savior as well. Because if you have all of it unlocked, all you need to do is 1 run of 10k Spirit Savior, and then you're done and you get 10 symbols.
Yep.
It's also a really nice one. Once you have 1 unlocked, what you can do is a run of 15k if you can, and then cancel your second run, just auto-fail it, and then auto-complete the last one to get to 30. But you have to be able to reliably do 15k runs at that point.
Yep.
That's the other option. All right. Is there anything that you had a question written down about? Anything that we maybe went over a little bit too quickly that you have a question about?
No, I think I gotten everything covered. I mean, I have an idea what to do in terms of star forcing and flaming. The pendant and ring dilemma. That's kind of more on the time gated end, and I'm just gonna have to just do a hard Helix every day.
For sure.
I could just do trade carries, or
you can also party
regular carries. Or
you can also party Helix because the coins are instanced. Yeah.
I do both. Party, carry.
Yep.
Just and I'll eventually get those 17. I mean, there's a 17-star scroll on the wake. Scroll, so I'll do that.
Yep.
Also, there's a 15-star scroll in the Meso shop. So I'll just take advantage of those. I'll do Choo-Choo PQ more. That's good stuff. But I think everything's all covered.
All right. If there's still something that comes up within a day or so that you really wanted to ask, just hit me up on Discord, and then I'll
do that.
I'll get back to you. And otherwise, I'll just see you in the chat.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Well, best of luck. And make sure you keep Kermie pleasing in the chat, okay?
Oh, hell yeah. Can I get a Kermie please in the chat right now? Just a full spam. That never goes away, okay? Listen, I have a gun as my avatar, okay?
Yeah, it's a toy gun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, toy gun. I forgot about that.
Oh, look, they're dancing. Okay, look at that. Yeah. Look at them go.
There we go. Perfect.
All right.
All right. Also, y'all have a Merry Christmas, both of you in the chat.
Yes, thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well and your family.
All right, take care, man.
Yep, see ya. Bye. Beautiful. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone watching this, all the people over at YouTube as well. I'll be live streaming all day, every day as usual. Streamed a little bit late today. Tomorrow will also be a little bit later because of Christmas stuff and, family stuff, all that. But other than that, I will be there all day, every day. No real downtimes for Christmas time. So feel free to pop in on Twitch. I'll be live. And if you want one of these sessions as well, make sure you check the description of the stream, and you'll find out how you can also get one of these sessions where you can get one-to-one personal tailored advice on how to progress through the game and maybe make better use of the things that you've already worked for. Because sometimes people work for stuff like with Legion and Lynx, but then because of not applying it as efficiently as you could, you actually don't get as many gains from it as you've already earned, you know? So don't sell yourself short and get all the value out of the things you've already earned. All right, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas and see you later. Bye.